Hi guys, this practice has the same target as of the previous practice, which is configuring the Golden Gate change synchronization. This practice, however, is different than the previous practice in 2 points. First, you don't have to stop the change operations on the source database. Second, you will use the data pump to perform the initial load process. In high level, you will do the following. Delete the extract, data pump, replicate, and the trails that you have added in the previous practice. Flush the replicated data in the target database. Disable the constraints and drop the indexes. Create a job to simulate continuous DML operations. Add the new extract, data pump, and replicate processes. Start the extract and data pump processes. Obtain the current source database SCN number. Start the initial load using the import data pump utility with the flashback SCN option. When the initial load finishes, start the replicate after the dedicated CSN point, and finally create the indexes. Let's get started. Because you want to recreate the configuration again from scratch, you need to delete the existing components. However, you don't need to delete the parameter files. You will use the same parameter files again. On the source system, stop and delete the extract and data pump groups. When you delete the processes, their associated trail files do not get deleted. Delete the local and the remote trail files. On the target system, stop and delete the replicate group. In the target system, delete the remote trail files. This is the procedure you normally do when you want to remove an Oracle Golden Gate configuration. Remember, we left the parameter files. We didn't delete them because you will use them again in the practice. On the target database, disable the HR-TRG constraints. Drop the indexes in the replicated tables in the HR-TRG schema. Truncate the tables in the HR-TRG schema. In this section of the practice, you will create a job that will continuously update a table in the HR schema. You will create this table and add it to the replication dataset. you can consider this job as a simulation to the continuous update of any application on the source database. Create the following simple table in the source as well as in the target databases. In the source database DB1, populate the table with 10 records. Create a procedure that updates the new table. Create a procedure that updates the new table. Grant the HR user the privilege to create a scheduler job. Unlock the HR account and change its password. Remember, password is case sensitive by default. Create a database job that will keep updating the table every 1 minute. Verify the job is updating the table. Wait for a minute and check out the table contents. As you see, the first record in the table has been updated. Add the new table to the list of the replicated tables in the extract parameter file. For any table to be replicated, Golden Gate needs to add the table supplemental logging. Because you enabled the schema supplemental logging for HR, the supplemental logging of the sample table will be automatically added. If you did not use the schema level supplemental logging, you would use the add tran data command with the sample table. Verify that the new table will be included in the map setting of the replicated parameter file. Add the extract processes and trails in the source system. In the target system, add the replicate and link it to its remote trails. In the source system, start the extract and the data pump processes. I can use the command start * to start all the processes configured in the machine. Obtain the current source database SCN number. You need to take a note of that number. In the target system, run the data pump import utility to get the data from the source database. Substitute the value of the SCN with the number obtained from the previous step. After the initial load completes successfully, start the replicate with the After CSN option. With this option, the replicate will skip all the transactions that come before the provided CSN number and start applying those which come after that point. A remote trail file has been created. Create the indexes of the target dataset. Here the password was in uppercase. I should fix this and make it in lowercase. My apologies for that, but I will fix this in the document. Wait for a few moments, then check out the data in the sample table in both databases. As you can see here, the last record which has been updated in the table is the record number 2. The same is true in the target database. The last record which has been updated is the record number 2. This means that the replication is working properly. Confirm no error reported by the replicate. As you can see, all the messages in the file are informative messages. In summary, in this practice you learned 2 major points: how to configure the Oracle Golden Gate change synchronization without having to stop the changes on the source database and without losing any data. How to perform the initial load using Oracle Data Pump utility. In the next practice lecture, you're gonna learn how to properly shut down and start up the systems. Thanks for joining this session. See you in the next practice.